finalizing that you have to come across this island and actually walk upon it to actually, well, do much of anything. Realizing that the island is somehow more supersized than you expected it to be. And even then, some tree shenanigans ensued. Uh, Probably freaking the ever-loving piss out of a rat varel before traversing further inward to the actual island itself after Varel spotted some trails of smoke coming off of the volcano, but not exactly being the volcano itself. Being intercepted by a tribe of druids that seemed none too happy of a Volmer sending a certain burb to stalk them for a little bit.
Okay, to be fair, the bird wasn't directed to them.
After being given an opportunity to prove themselves in some way, and in this one being in combat, going up against the tribal leader and learning that they are very much gifted in a great number of ways. But with the combat ending prematurely and being declared that you were all invited for tonight's feast and festivities, to enjoy yourselves before judgment, perhaps, may come upon you, which will either allow you to leave or secure you as to be forever be one of the tribe. But with that being said, with the good wine and alcohol being told to be taken out, and Ashwin, after asking quite a few questions, even asking for the name of the tribal leaders, only getting to them calling them Lord and Lady, however, to not specifically call her the Fair Lady, for that is a title already claimed. So, as several of the tribe folk with a far more hyperactive energy, where before when they were just watching the fight, it was much more of just a we are deadlocked into this situation and paying attention to all of this, to now they are hurrying and running around, setting up what seems to be plates of food that are being carved out of wood. They're igniting the fires to flare more than ever. And the good alcohol, as said previously, are being cracked open from haphazardly crafted crates that are underneath the shaggy blue tent on the left side of the camp. Meanwhile, as each of you are kind of just regathering from what the fuck has happened, as Beryl is taken off to the side to lay down in their drunken stupor, unfortunately affected by Ashton's wild magic, while the dwarven woman that came along with you and the black dragonborn as well, they kind of approach a little haphazardly and kind of go like, "Are you sure we can trust these people?" I'm not entirely positive about that either. I mean, it's all fun and games and all, but drinks and alcohol from island people, can't really trust that. Mental cards are still up. FYI, I believe you still have 2 more hours on it. I believe.
I think he rolled a 6 for it, if I or 8 or something like that. I know he rolled high.
Yeah, but it gets cut in half because of the
Oh
time
yeah,
acceleration.
forgot about that shit.
Yeah. Which I guess I should actually repeat, since this was said in the Discord that Astrid pointed out that so far, even though it is roughly late afternoonish, time is ticking way faster. You do not see the perpetual moon of Faris in the sky.
Yeah.
It is worth noting, based on the strength of their two leaders, if they wanted us dead, we would be. Just saying.
You also would remember that the Lord actually said that they aren't here to kill you by any means, that you are going to be judged by the fair lady. And the reason why they're celebrating is because either you get out of here, or you are now going to become permanent members of the community. So very much their goal was never to kill you. They just wanted to have some fun, it looks like.
As they're saying, like, can we trust them? Jack's gonna go over and just grab some wine and just glug glug.
As a giant monkey.
Yep, as a giant fucking ape. Love it.
You do see like two of the other folks in there. They do look very confused. Once you grab the wine, they're like, "Oh wait!" And you just start chugging away at it. Give me a Constitution saving throw as the giant ape.
Did you get an 8? That's still a lot of them.
20. As you keep chugging it down, you watch as like the worry in all of their faces start to like contort into more of a like chug, 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 and as you just keep going on, are you downing the whole barrel?
Down the whole barrel.
Just keep going on. Go and give me another Constitution saving throw.
Hell yeah. Ooh.
Ooh. As it comes down to the very last drops, you just see if a giant ape could blush, it'd be happening in that moment. As finishing it off, you crush the barrel in your hands and just like raise your arms in an exclamation. It would just followed by half of the people just watching, joining in with the and then going to crack open yet another barrel, and you just see the lord and lady both also just kind of clapping along, just like, now that's how you start a party. But unless anybody wants to do anything specific of the sorts, as food is being made, vegetables, fruits, meats, and alcohol is being kind of spread around, of which Jack is now already very much swooning and swaying. Varyl's drunk for another 5 hours.
Does that get
Remember
cut in
that
half
clearly.
Too?
Huh?
Does that get cut in half too?
You don't know.
Okay.
But as you guys are kind of just like, it's a bit awkward at first, kind of a like, they just tried to murder us, they told us we're going through a trial or a judgment of some kind, now they're just serving us food with happy faces. But at the same time, with everyone kind of just passive insight and knowledge of nature in general, these people seem to be genuinely just having a great time. Everyone's sharing and drinking food, the kids are laughing, the men and women are chatting, and there's even a couple people trying to like chat you guys up, trying to get like information of like, what's going on the outside, or the god's still gone out there. Is the city of that it's still up, or has that been torn down by the orcs at this point? Stuff like that, just all around, just these random questions of the world events that half of the time you guys have no fucking idea what they're talking about.
I was gonna ask if Jack would, but then I realized he's probably drunk right now.
Yeah, he's pretty gone, even as an ape, and even after the hour passes of the polymorph wearing off, there's still that pink blushness to Jack's face of, you're not drunk, thankfully, because a giant ape's body is fucking huge, but you still feel the alcohol's hit ya.
Yeah, because Jack's con save is 0, and his modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11 con.
But as the dinner goes on and drinks are shared all around, and whoever wants to partake in the drink, give me a Constitution saving throw right off the bat. And Varel, you would become sobered up after 2 hours, because that would be a magical effect that is cut in half.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to partake in drink, give me that con save. We got Ashton for Noah.
Why not?
Belmer's not drinking. Jack has already had his drink. Dalmar's drinking.
I think Jack.
Varel, are you drinking some more? Nah? Okay. Already had your drunk experience? You're good. So, Ashton for Noah and Dalmar. While it's not quality wine, it is still, I gave a ham steak. Oh yeah. Yeah, you gave your own, cut because you tried to put, kinds of speech together.
That was an out of character.
Yeah.
In character.
Confusion. Okay, but regardless. Sorry I'm scatterbrained. Got a lot going on. As Ashton for Noah and Dalmar, which, Jack, you already had a taste for it, it's not the best wine in the world. It really isn't. And Ashton, being of noble background as you are, you can easily tell that it's not that great, because they aren't keeping it that well. They're doing their best, but this is a jungle environment. They have no actual indoor spacing, so you can feel it's starting to border on that point where it's like they're trying, but it's not really working out that well. And because of that, you kind of get a temper of yourself, and you feel yourself like keeping it back. Meanwhile, Delmar, at least while it is not the best wine you've had, it definitely is among the better you've had in a recent while. And you do start to feel it kind of hitting you a little bit stronger than other wines, just because the alcohol content has been kind of concentrated. Vanilla, you managed to fend off the tipsiness for the time being, but you can still feel that it's still a good punch to the back of it. And you know what? Because you guys are drinking, I'm gonna have both Darius and the dwarf drink as well. Why not? Why not? They see you drinking, they're like, you know what? You only live once, right?
YOLO.
That's Darius. Oh, no, that was Arhana, never mind. That was Arhana.
She's a +7 to con.
She has a +7 to con.
Also, was that a ring pop?
Darius is
Yes, it
fine.
is.
So,
I thought those
as
died with the
you
90s.
watch Orhana sharing in drink, she seems to be taken rather quickly. It is dwarven nature to just start down in alcohol like a fiend, and very clearly she has no temperaments to herself and just keeps on going. Meanwhile, Darius is kind of being the wallflower in this entire situation, very much trying to avoid conversation with other people and just kind of like having one glass to himself and just tempering himself the entire time. Just keeping a hard-eyed dagger on the entire civilization as it is for the time being. So, unless anyone wishes to do much of anything, you may take yourself a long rest, as you will be resting in this village for the time being.
I think during
Actually,
this. Oh, go ahead.
I figured we'd just chat with anybody
Yeah,
in
go for it.
general. I don't know.
You've got several people around. You've got you got elves, you got half elves, you've got half orcs, you got a very few minor dragonborns. There's only about 2 or 3. You even got a little kobold running around, just kind of around the camp, kind of taking care of things here and there. And everybody seems just in high spirits. Yeah, you could easily take Frankie out. Okay. And as you kind of take Frankie out, you do see several people's eyes kind of lock on to this wooden statue that comes to life and starts to just kind of fly around you for Noah. And I don't know if you're giving its toy, but you definitely have a bunch of children kind of running up, getting the toy. The little squirrel toy bell just kind of ringing all over the place. And you have quite a few people kind of just like roaming around trying to figure out what in the world Frankie is, and seemingly captivated by the whole visage of it. So, anyone want to talk to anybody?
Real quick.
Mhm.
Can I ask? Oh shoot. Can I ask somebody if the white patch on their hair grew? In the party, obviously.
Yeah.
Whoever's
Yeah,
closest.
let me take a look at Veril.
Actually, give me a
Has
perception
there-
check.
Okay. Brain not working. Where is it? There it is.
5. It's a little hard. You haven't really looked into Veril's condition direct before, but at the very least, right now, with not much alcohol in you, but just a little bit of alcohol, it looks relatively the same as it was before. Nothing different.
It looks the same to me, but then again, I don't know you that well yet, so maybe ask someone else.
That's okay. Thank you.
Okay. does. Jack is now selling them to make an underground bunker for their wine to keep it cool. Is anybody else doing anything? And Jack doing Jack things as going around to the more alluring tribesfolk.
Oh my god, Vanilla. Remember what I said about doing stupid shit to get TPK? Fucking let's do it.
I swear to God, guys.
Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage. So roll 2 and we're taking the lower.
Come on, double nat 20.
Yeah,
People already have
double
magic
nat
power.
20.
Double nat 20. If Jack was coherent, he would totally help you with this.
Oh,
What the fuck?
That's not terrible.
it's not. There are children, there are teenagers and adults around this entire group, and you definitely can tell that there's children that are kind of taking the story in because they're like, oh, outside person, they say they're a new god. We have a god on the island, so that can be a new god. But you can definitely see that the teenagers and the adults are all kind of like, yeah, that's totally how it works. Yeah, just a new god just arrives on the island. Yeah, they just gotta give you like, not a glare, but kind of a like, please don't mess with their young adolescent minds. But, unless anybody else wants to chit-chat about anything. Which, by the way, the Lord and Lady are going hard when it comes to the alcohol. They are not holding back. They are getting themselves drunk, and they are very clearly the rowdy kind of drunk people.
And they seem pretty drunk.
Yeah. After about, I want to say 3 hours or so, you see them basically just laughing at nearly anything, accepting nearly any challenge. That includes arm wrestling and just like the dumbest things, like race me to that spot over there, and it's just ridiculous. And you just feel like this whole place just feels like one ultra tight-knit family. Which kind of gives you a semblance of calm, where it's like, these people are people we don't understand, we don't know, and then there's like, okay, all these people are just kind of family. Just one big old fucking family.
Do it.
You wanna? You wanna?
No, that was
Do
a
it.
joke. That was a joke.
I'd say no balls, but, you know.
It's on you. I don't have any.
Exactly.
Out
Oh.
of character, I am not feeling well enough to roleplay any of this, even though I probably would, but I don't have the energy right now.
I mean, like, in my head, the reason I'm not doing anything is because I'm imagining Volmir's trying to keep her distance right now.
Yeah, well, again, I can tell there's a lot of anonymity when it comes to these guys. It's just like, we don't know any of these people. We are trying not to be that, conclusive with everything. So I can very much see you guys being like, yeah, we're talking to you guys, but we're still trying to keep our distance. You want to make more pickup lines at Torpedo?
Yes, I have some pinned in my chat with Volmir. They're sailor based and they're great, and I want to use them. I've been waiting.
Oh my god.
I mean, go for it.
I'd live
she's got
for
a little
this.
bit of she's got a pink blush to her cheeks. She's tipsy. She's not drunk, but she's tipsy. Oh no. What?
I'm excited
I'm
and
good,
scared because I
just-
don't remember which ones we pinned.
Determined enough to say them out loud. You want to type them instead?
Yes, always. I'm scared of my family overhearing me and judging the hell out of me.
Fair point. Very fair point.
To be
I-
fair, they probably
I'm
do
scared
anyways.
because I don't remember what I sent her.
Kind of a stretch. Kind of a stretch.
Oh, that one's horrible.
That one's a stretch. That one's a real hard stretch. But
The key to a good pun is no matter how bad people say it is, you gotta laugh after.
yeah.
Yeah.
My god.
Okay, that one's fucking okay.
Oh my god,
That's
I
a
love
good
it.
one. That's a good one.
I love and hate it. I love and hate it.
That one's cute, but also groan worthy.
Yep.
Oh.
That's the best kind of pickup line, though.
I
It really
fucking
is.
love puns, though.
Yeah.
I hate them. They're so good, but I fucking hate them because they're so bad.
Oh my
But-
god, like all the
Puns
Harry
make the world go round.
you're not wrong.
like all the Harry Potter pickup lines.
Oh,
Love them.
no. Oh, we're not going down this rabbit hole. Please. So, as you all enjoy yourselves in one way or another, this extravagant event of a dinner and a party, go ahead and mark off your long rest, get your HP back, your spells, anything else like that. And I would like Jack and Dalmar to make intelligence saving throws for me. Okay. Okay. As you all kind of get your rest for the little while, and you kind of relax for a few moments, Dalmar, there comes an instance where your relaxing becomes a little more than just relaxing. You feel your eyes kind of just flutter shut for a few moments. It's not like they're magically putting you to sleep. You just feel yourself lulled into a sense of security for a few moments. But you're not asleep. You can still feel yourself conscious as you wake into a different forest, a different location altogether, where you see tribespeople of an entirely different kind, wearing ceremonial garb, armorings, and clothing of all kinds. Several of them sparring together, training among one another. And you can't help but feel at home here. You go to stealth, and as you kind of reactively hide behind one of the tents, you feel a hand clasp onto your shoulder from behind. And there's this instinctive reaction that you want to go for the attack, but you just see a man standing there, about 6 feet tall, flowing brown hair, and then he just raises a finger to his lips, just signaling you to be quiet. As he gestures towards the tribesfolk in general, you watch as almost an identical situation to what you just fell asleep from. A lot of these people feel like family, and you can't help but feel a connection to them as well. The man kind of just steps in front of you, and he points up to the sky, and you just see several dotted stars as it darkens into a night sky. You will finish our legacy. Your gift is past. Do not forget that. Honor us all. And in that moment, you hear a crash. Not of thunder, but a cracking tree of some kind in the distance. All of a sudden, that happy, peppy attitude just changes and morphs into that of panic and desperation, as the night sky itself almost turns bloody red. And all you can see as you turn to your left, coming at you, is this massive, expansive wingspan, and some large jaw encompass you as you come back into reality. Back to this place. You never left. Nothing happened.
Thinking the same thing.
Okay, so I'm not sure I caught all that out of game. He said, how could I in here? Sorry.
Your gift is passed down.
Is passed down. Okay.
That you will finish their legacy. And that to never forget that you will honor them.
Gift is passed down. Will fulfill their legacy.
Yeah.
Then there was something about honor.
You
Sorry.
will honor us.
Okay, and it felt like home.
And this is not anything 100% new to you. You have gotten visions from your quote-unquote dreams before. But this was far more vivid. There were actual words to it. And you actually saw someone. Which never usually happens. You usually just get like a flash of imagery. Almost like a screenshot in time. But this time you saw an actual event. So,
And that was from my spirit, right?
as much as you can tell, yes. That
Okay.
that came from your internal spirit, but for whatever reason, this time amongst all of them was a much clearer and decisive information than ever before.
Okay.
So, as each of you kind of gather yourselves from a long rest, whether that be from actually resting or just kind of relaxing for a little bit, sleeping off that drunken stupor of yours. Forgot to long rest these two. And eventually Frankie does have to revert back into statuette form due to the moonlight. Does come out as you all finish your long rest. And you start seeing, at this point, the moon is already caressing over the horizon, bordering on sunset. That accelerated time really just fucking with the head in a lot of cases. But as you guys kind of all gather once more together, you see the Lord and Lady kind of approaching you. Kind of disheveled hair, their skin is all dirty and covered in all sorts of grime. Very obvious they had a hell of a night. They never actually cleaned up.
Jack
Well,
probably passed out right here, where he's at.
yeah, more than likely.
Just splayed out, fucking back all cricked and shit.
Kind of had to wake up, crack the neck a bit, like, oh, needed that. Well, now that we've had our festivities, shall we make way to see your judgment firsthand?
Oh, okay.
Do we have to get the whole crew for this? Like, full crew from the ship?
Not usually. The fair lady tends to group you guys together, you know, sort of deal. There's the people brave enough to come on the land, there's people that ain't. So, you guys all decide their fates. I'm sure that makes you feel a little better. Winks at you guys.
Volmir gets notably more nervous.
Come. Not that far of a journey, but a journey nonetheless. As you guys are taken from the circular spot. Wow, map is taking forever to load. You are led just directly up the face of the volcano. But you are slightly slanted, ever so minorly, towards the opening that you can see right over here. It's about a 2-hour walk. So at this point, the sun is now starting to horizon over towards about a 10 o'clock point, if normal clock would work. And as you guys are walking, there really isn't any conversation going on between the Lord and Lady and you guys. It's very much just a, best keep up, you get lost. Can't promise you anything on the island, won't eat you. where you
You're lagging.
Okay, I was worried that was just me for a sec.
Nope.
What?
You're frozen.
Robot
laggy.
DM.
Nope.
Is this hand like stuck up like this for
Yeah,
anyone
just-
else?
You're just like this.
Looks like he's about to like hit a dance move.
About to drop the beat. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Meryl actually played that for marching band one year.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Where do they go anyway? They alright?
I
They
have
said
no
they're gonna be
fucking
gone
idea.
for about 10 minutes. Oh,
Yeah.
he's gone.
He died. Campaign over.
Haha!
Also, I just realized how blue my mouth is.
Yes,
I
it is.
live.
Do you live?
I live.
Okay.
Are you alive inside though?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
No.
You lose the will to live right about 21-ish.
It's
One.
for like
It's my will to live at 17.
I know. I was trying to at least give him a little bit of false sense of security.
a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
I told my story about the massage chair, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, about the fucking kids are like, how do you know we're not 18? You still have life in your eyes. But, where'd I get cut off while you guys were seeing Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto?
We're heading up the mountain.
I could hear you guys perfectly, but apparently I was dead.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, it was bad.
Yeah, like you're stuck like this and just...
Yeah, I remember you guys said that I was doing a dance move, and I was just like, dance move? What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, just about to do that.
Got a
But
whip.
heading up the
We're taking a
mountain.
screen cap of that.
Last
Didn't-
one you said.
Heading up the side of the mountain where you see this broken off crag of it. Where you do see that a lot of the frozen magma over the years has just been poured onto that side of the volcano itself. And you watch as the two of them lead you towards what seems to be a rock slide of sorts. But you watch as the both of them kind of just grab onto this one massive boulder. And in a heave of 1, 2, and 3, with their muscles straining, you see them both grab onto the stone and heave it out of the way, revealing just a massive opening of a cavern. And they just gesture you and it goes, well, enjoy. Don't worry about the darkness. It'll light your way eventually.
Could I
Can
have
those fine
originally...
vision see in, or dark vision see in the darkness?
You can see in there, for the 60 feet that you have, and what you
Okay, so it's
do
not
see.
non-magical. Or it's
Yeah.
not magical.
It's not magical. Yeah. You can
Okay.
easily see inside. And for first about 40, 50 feet, you don't see anything. It's just a normal ass cave wall. Or cave, cavern. Cave cavern. Yeah, that's exactly how you say it.
What about 120 feet?
Do you have a witch sight?
Double sight.
Motherfucker. Or
Yep.
devil sight. Sorry,
Yep.
devil sight. I forget what witch sight is, but yeah, devil sight.
Which sight's the true seeing one?
Ah.
Yeah.
After 50 feet, you do start to see, for those who can only see 10 feet more, the beginnings of these little, almost crystalline gems of some kind. Starting to kind of like crack out of the walls. And for Jack, you can see for an additional 60 feet beyond that, those crags, while they start very tiny and slowly, at about the 100-foot mark, for only the 20-foot distance you can see further, they start to grow exponentially.
Okay. So I'm gonna ritually cast Detect Magic before, as we're heading into this thing, and lead the way.
I mean, I don't think we'll... I think the guys behind us might be a little mad if we do that. Just start casting spells while we go in.
If they don't say nothing, I'm doing it.
They aren't saying anything, but as you're kind of just standing there for 10 solid minutes.
No, I said as we're walking in, like as we're walking up to it and getting into it, I'm gonna...
Okay, so
do this.
during the entire
Yeah.
path inward. Okay, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay. So as you start to make your way forward, starting to kind of like gesture and mutter to yourself as you start to ritual cast detect magic.
Yeah.
Volmir's gonna stay to his right just in case.
Okay. Everybody else following in? And Darius specifically is following the very back of the pack. Darius this entire time has been keeping his distance as far away from these two as possible. And Ohana is kind of mingling in between, kind of the middle party.
Okay.
And as each of you pass on by, once Darius is in, you just hear one more booming voice of the lady. She just goes, "Be respectful in there, you know!" And you just hear the stone grinding to a close as you are left in utter and complete darkness. And those with dark vision, you can still kind of see that tinted colorization that which you do. So you can still move forward while you have to help the others. And just keep moving forward. About 5 minutes in, you see one light just... then another light. As each of the crystals that you guys are going past that are growing and growing and growing just start to ever so faintly illuminate. Until the walls, the ceiling, and even certain positions on the floor are just these glowing purple crystalline gems that just exude this almost the word I'm looking for is not in my brain right now. It's a encompassing sensation of warmth and tranquility.
Okay.
And as you continue to walk, Jack, those 10 minutes would come up as you keep going and going and going. And upon that 10 minutes ending, and you cast Detect Magic, you are nearly blinded by the absolute concentration of magic in this cave. And while it's almost blinding to a sense that it's surrounding you, you can still feel it gets more and more concentrated the further and further in you go.
Does it feel like it's directly from the gems, or is it like in the air around us like before?
Both.
Okay.
You can tell the gems themselves are much higher concentrations, but the air itself also carries just an eminence of magic in itself.
Okay. Gonna squint.
You guys all just suddenly see Jack raise his hand and just like, fuck, that's bright. And I was just like, it's not that bright.
Are you okay?
There's a lot of magic in here. A lot of magic.
I mean, people claim and believe this to be the domain of a god, so
Yeah,
Checks out.
maybe. Is there a school to the type of magic in the area, or?
There is not.
Okay, yeah. It might be. It gets worse over there. Just start walking. Like.
Alright.
onward.
As you keep moving further and further into this cavern, those gems start to grow to Finoa size. Until eventually they reach the size of Ashran. And then the size of Volmer. And then they just outsize each of you into sheer magnitude of these gems. And it starts to even get almost a little bit difficult to walk through this cave to avoid not hurting yourself against these. Before eventually you come out to this massive chamber where at the very dead center you see one almost expansive gem that very clearly is breaking from the dead center of this chamber that seems to house something inside. It's very hard to tell. You can visually see that it is containing something inside of that massive gem. That tower is about 30 feet tall, FYI.
Ooh, okay.
It's pretty.
As you all kind of walk in, there's just a singular voice that just kind of echoes in all of your minds. Instantly, you see Darius reach for his chest, knowing that that's where he cast his magic from last time. As you all just hear, it's always nice to get new guests. Come, let us speak.
Immediately looking around just in case. Up on the ceiling, all around.
Give me a perception check.
Not the best at this.
I'm waiting for just the biblically accurate angel.
Oh my god. Do not be afraid. Fucking like
No.
30 eyes.
Be not afraid.
It's a fucking beholder.
Jesus
With
Christ.
a beholder with wings.
Oh,
Technically.
God.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. As y'all kind of move forward cautiously, as it is, and Jack, you're kind of looking around, trying to keep a good eye out. There's nothing you really need to look for as you hear the echoes of footsteps, of healed footsteps, coming from behind the crystal in front of you. And you just watch as a woman with colored hair of a almost amber-esque coloration, with fine gown clothing of a far deep purple colorization, and these almost symbolistic carvings that almost look tiara-esque across her head. As you just see a woman come out from behind the crystal and just simply walks forward as though nothing of the sort is of any
Damn.
matter.
Are comms still up?
Damar has not popped them for today.
I can see why, yeah.
You guys would be in the chamber up in front. Over here.
Okay.
I just don't have you on the grid yet, because I don't know if y'all are going to try to fight at this point.
We
Well,
are
good.
okay.
Comms
We all
are up
agree we're
now.
not trying to fight.
Jack, keep it in your pants.
No promises.
As you all kind of ever so gingerly approach, and Dalmar, you pop comms up. And you all see this woman kind of just like gesture in front of her, and from the very ground, the crystals, the very same ones you see all around you, you see kind of grow from the ground itself into a large, rounded, crystalline table that can fit each and every one of you. Come. Take a seat.
I'll
And you
walk
watch
up
her,
to
she
sit.
kind of goes to sit
Alright.
back. And she sits on thin air.
I'll sit directly across from her.
The whole table is large enough for you guys all to fit there, so if you want to sit from across from her. And as you go to sit down yourself, where you don't see anything, and there's a ponderous moment of like, is this how you do this? And almost as though appearing from literal nowhere, you feel yourself sit. There's a chair there. The fuck does that work?
That's new.
What's it like to Jack since he has detect magic up?
Yeah.
Blinded. And the woman herself is literally, if you look into those the temperature readers,
Yeah.
she
she's
is
like
white
red.
hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
She is white hot.
Okay. Turning that off.
I'm
Yep.
just gonna sit down because I don't want to pick a fight with a god
Okay.
or a
Oh.
powerful woman like this. I don't know who this. Honestly, I'm partially convinced this actually is a god, and like this is just where they've been hiding out since they've been avoiding everyone.
You
This-
take a seat yourself.
Neat
And
little
is anyone
trick.
not taking a seat? Darius is not taking a seat, FYI. You see him approach the table, but he stays standing.
This motherfucker is gonna fail us the trials, I swear.
I mean, it's understandable. He is a cleric. He does have other gods.
Define looking around, Fino. Like, are you going around the entire chamber, or are you just kind of like glancing around?
Just walking around a little bit, look at stuff.
Give me a little investigation
Investigating.
check.
Okay.
Yeah, give me an investigation check. Or, as Finoa just leisurely kind of walks around the table a little bit, just kind of like looking around in eyes of whimsy. You do see the woman, fair lady, kind of just like follows her for a little bit and just curious minds. Always wonderful to see.
This seat thing is a handy little trick. How do you do it?
Personal gift of mine.
Huh.
I'm not normal, as you've already guessed.
A little bit, but who's normal these days? I was an ape earlier.
I was a potted plant once.
That's
Volar's
strange.
gonna snap his head over to the ash like, what?
Yeah. That's new.
And you do see her kind of raise her hand, like cover her mouth as she giggles in a very noble woman fashion. Ashrin and Jack would notice, kind of be like, very fitting.
We'll unpack that later, I think, but no pun intended. So, who exactly are you?
She raises her hand. Before we begin, and everybody's sitting down except for Darius, right? Because Orhana is also sitting down. Okay, just want to double check. I must bring up one important matter subject. 4 of you at this table carry with you a dark seed. I would like to know who they are.
Yeah, me too.
Dark seed?
What?
You
Is
just
it
kind of
because
see
I'm a
her.
tiefling? Because that's kind of rude.
No, dear. Your fiendish nature is not of any darkness.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's simply
Is it-
blood. And one cannot be blamed for their blood.
Is it this? And I'm gonna pull out my scabbard.
She pull out the scabbard. You do see her eye immediately go to it. I kind of lock on for a moment. Not at all. And yet, you have something that escapes my sight.
What the fuck is in my inventory that I could have? Well, it's like, let me look through. I don't have anything of
What
note
is-
in my inventory. I have like a bunch of ink and paper. I have a deed to a horse.
After a few moments of kind of just all of you kind of like wondering what the fuck does that supposed to mean, she perks up once and goes, "Come now. I'm more than aware one of you know exactly what I'm speaking of," and she tilts her head over to Darius directly.
So, apparently the family went to Costco and I need to unload groceries. I'll be back whenever it is I'm back.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll do my best not to murder you.
Can I insight check her with the scabbard thing?
Go ahead, make an insight check.
Wilmer's gonna put the
you.
scabbard away and start just shooting his hand through his bag. Like, what the fuck do I have?
Fuck me. 69.
I have like
Nice.
Perfect number
Nice.
for Jack. Perfect number
Fuck.
for Jack. But you do hear her say that one of you is more than aware of what I'm speaking of, and her head immediately turns to Darius and just focuses it on him.
Look to Darius.
My past is my burden.
Well,
It's Not specifically the past I speak of, but what you carry now in the present. You see him kind of look down and pondering before he reaches into his chest and he pulls out the thing that he's been focusing on. And Jack, you instantly would recognize that is not a holy symbol of any kind you've ever seen before. In fact, you'd argue it isn't even a holy symbol at all. It's simply a jagged piece of stone that almost looks like it's been worn away by some sort of chemical acid. I dare not abandon him. I simply wish for a confession is all. That you knew what you carried. Now, as for the three of you that don't understand what I'm even speaking of, you watch as she gestures her hand up, and a crystal grows in front of Veril, in front of Volmer, and in front of Ashran.
Wait, that's the 3 that don't know?
Yep.
Okay.
Jack is looking around really fucking confused. Like, okay.
If you may, enlighten yourselves. Grab hold.
Volmir never turns down a chance to learn. Touch the crystal. I'm a dumbass. I jump
Alright.
into void portals.
Yes, you
That's
do.
the dark seed that he carries. It's just his stupidity.
His stupidity.
Okay. Like imagining Volmir is like common sense he has none, but he's a fucking genius when it comes to like book stuff.
What's your wisdom?
Absolutely no street smarts.
He
Yeah,
has
I
19 wisdom, but he has 20 intelligence, and like he remembers everything within the past month perfectly.
What'd you say your
Yeah.
wisdom was?
12, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's got generic street smarts. Volmer's not a smart girl. Or Volmer's a smart girl, not a street smarts girl.
Yeah.
Volmer, as you take up the opportunity to place your hand upon the crystal first, in what could only be described as a singular flash, you see an image of yourself and this almost physical dark seed just dead center upon your chest, and a shadow behind you of a woman with a cloak over her face. No visual, no genuine details, but just envelops you, and you feel yourself back.
I have no fucking clue what the. Did I recognize the woman?
Make an intelligence or arcana check. Arcana.
Ooh.
I have a +8 to Arcana. You challenged me to my thing.
Almost like I wanted you to get it.
Yeah.
It takes you a moment to kind of think on that, kind of like, what the fuck was that? And you start to think, you remember, the only other time you've ever seen that in any sort of magical essence manner was during Jack's performance and in the underground dungeon where Darren died. There was a statue of a woman cloaked with faceless features. Who touches their crystal next? Veril or Ashran? Ashran.
I'll do it.
After watching Volmer touch the crystal, and it almost seems like nothing happened in that instance. It just looked like Volmer touched it and instantly had a brain blast moment from Jimmy Neutron.
Oh no.
As you place your hand upon it, just like with Volmer, a quick flash, information in a singular instance, where you remember an explosion, waking up, But however, you're not in your perspective. You're looking from the outside in from somebody else. Somebody else that seems familiar and deeply connected. And in that one moment where you're about to flash back, you can almost see the camera cut and the visual of the body walking away being that of a male elf.
What? Okay.
Beryl, do you touch your crystal?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
They're a little hesitant about it, but
She kind of like, I imagine Beryl just kind of pokes it with a finger. As Beryl touches the crystal, and just like the others, quick instant flash, information in an instance. But this time you see yourself lying in bed, waking up after a certain moment. You know the moment. It was when you went in a tunnel with somebody. That somebody, though, is hard to come to mind. And yet you hear a voice cry out to you that just says, I'll fix this. I promise. And it comes back to you.
oh, okay. Well,
As all three of you have touched the crystals, and the rest of you, as Finoa, Jack, Orhana, Darius, and Dalmar, just witness the three of them all just have these brain blast moments upon touching the crystals. You see the Fairlady kind of just smile. I do hope that was enlightening.
That's not. It's not real. That's not how it happened. That's not true.
I cannot see what it is you saw. But all I can say is that is the connection you have all brought here with you. Those connections are not lost.
What do you mean connections?
Consider it a chain. Whether it be a chain of fate, a chain of love, or a chain of agony, regret, suffering. It still lies within them, and quite literally carries power.
Hmm.
can I learn more?
You see a small smile just creep upon her lips. You humans and your curiosity always intrigue me. If you wish to learn of your own poison, go where poison lies upon this island. You will find your answer there. Consider this your test. As
Just kind
for
of.
the rest of you who did not have any sort of connection you brought in here with you, do not fear, for answers still lie in front of you. I'm merely not the one to present them to you.
Um, these connections you speak of, the regrets. Oh my god, I looked at Volmer, Ashran, and them, and like, who are these people? Who are these things? Or Jack's got like a real soft look to his face. Just
Volmir is completely zoning out from fucking everything, just trying to figure out what the hell he saw.
Yeah, you can see like in the eyes, like it's got that 1,000-yard stare, where it's like
Cogs
Volmer's
are
there,
turning.
but Volmer's not there.
Okay, existential crisis.
It's not an existential crisis, but
That's how Jack's viewing it.
Noah, give me a perception check if you're staring at the crystal.
Oh shit.
I meant that as a joke, but okay.
14. Keep going. I'm gonna whisper something to her.
Oh shit. You've now been swapped with whatever's in the crystal. You're now a doppelganger.
Oh no. Ashrin is kind of just sitting there, like, silently trying to process, and also on the verge.
Oh, you cut out.
I did.
Yeah. On the verge of tears,
Cool.
I'm guessing?
Yeah, basically.
Jack's gonna kind of look to you and be like, what do you mean that's not how it happened?
He's dead. He's
Oh, space internet sucking.
fucking space internet.
Fucking space internet. Oh, oh. No.
Uh-oh. But, as you guys are kind of partially conversing this, you do hear, the fair lady once again speak and just go, I recommend piquing your curiosity along the way. The last thing we desire is to be upon the poison during the nightfall. My followers will lead you there. Do be careful, please. I do enjoy guests.
Okay. Kind of get up and usher everyone out.
Okay.
Yes.
And you do see that Orhana is looking directly at Darius as kind of like a the fuck is going on right now kind of deal as he's being dragged out by her as well. As
Yes.
Jack helps usher the party out of the cave.
the second that someone touches Volmir, I'm gonna like shake to like being back in thought and like,
Yeah,
wait, what
like-
did I miss?
Just gets knocked back into reality.
Yeah.
We're going Volmer. Just gotta
Oh.
chew you along. As we're leaving, though, be the last one out. I just want to kind of like look back at her and just think in my head towards her, kind of like we do with the mental comms,
Mhm.
and ask, "Who are you?" Just to see if it works. If no response, I'll turn around, leave.
As you turn around and leave, you hear her voice perk up into your head. Someone who didn't desire the world to turn out the way it did.
Hold on, I gotta look at something real quick.
On the way out, is there a crystal that looks like it could fit in my pocket?
No, not at least not in this chamber. If when you're waking your way out, there's definitely smaller crystals that would work. Yes.
I'm gonna
Grab one
keep an
and
eye out
run.
for. Second I find one that can fit in my pocket, I'm yoinking it. Actually, let me roll Arcana on these things before I just directly grab one.
Give me an Arcana check.
Like, is this safe to grab? Am I just oh fuck?
Ooh.
Oof.
I mean, they are magical crystals beyond your knowledge. This could be the greatest thing ever, or a literal tectonic nuke just sitting, waiting to explode.
It could give me psychic damage on Volmir's flying blades.
It could, or it could blow up this entire volcano in one instance.
TPK. TPK.
TPK.
God.
TPK. TPK.
Fucking do it. Press that red button.
I'm grabbing it. I'm fucking grabbing it.
Give me a strength check. Unless you have some way to get it out there more proper.
What would I? What do you mean? Like a crowbar or something? Or like?
Crowbar, pickaxe, or if you want to use like your rapier to butt it out, crack it, stuff like that. Like, are you trying to dig it out, or are you just trying to break it, or just trying to yank it out?
Have a pair of pliers.
That would still be a strength check. It just would change the DC.
Okay, I'm gonna use that then.
And it comes with the possibility you might harm the crystal, because if anybody's yanked
Never mind,
crystal
I'm
with
doing
pliers,
this barehanded.
yeah, if anyone's yanked crystal with pliers, 12. You try to grab onto this, and you try pulling as you can, but this is a natural formation. That is not coming out without any actual force behind the pull, or without some sort of method of getting that out of the wall.
Worth a shot. And we're just gonna keep going. I'm waiting to hear Panoa just start hacking and slashing at a crystal behind us.
I'm waiting for something. So that's, yeah.
So, as she says that to my mind, I'm going to ask back to her, what does the bestow to the fallen mean to you?
Are you still keeping going, or are you looking back all
This
the
is,
time?
this is after she had mentioned in my head, it's in that whole scenario still, before we fully leave.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Are you looking back also,
I've
or are you going to keep going?
Stopped, looked back, and when I heard her respond in my head, I'm asking this again.
When you look back at her and you ask the question, and this time knowing she'll respond, you keep your glance on her. You see her face fall. And you just hear her respond with, mistakes. Simply mistakes.
Are you her?
Not a chance.
But you knew her.
In a way, I did.
Would you be willing to tell us more, ever?
Every time you humans dig up more than you deserve to know, go find your poison.
That's what we humans are good for, digging up shit that will probably kill us. Or others. But some people need to keep it out of hands of others who will harm others. And I'll continue to walk off. As I come back to these fuckers just hacking at crystals and shit.
Okay, I just tried to grab one.
Yeah. So you all kind of just saw Volmer did try to pull at one, but kind of immediately went like, nope, not happening.
Okay.
I like to imagine she totally knew that fucking Volmir tried that, but just doesn't give a shit.
Alright. So unless...
Jack wants to stay so fucking bad.
Okay, so God Lady. First of all, you're very pretty. Second of all, what's going on with this crystal thing?
As you guys are all kind of getting up and getting to move, you just see Noah just kind of stay by to just talk to the fair lady. And you just hear her smile at you. Noah just goes, call it a protective measure. My power has to be linked to something. Bound by something?
What did you do? I don't know what that means, but okay.
I merely
Are we
existed.
there when Fanoa asks this, or no?
I would say so, because
Yeah.
that'd probably be a moment where like Fanoa kind of like gets up and you just see her just kind of like been focusing on the crystal while everybody's like been.
What is she? Never mind. I don't know shit.
Unfortunately, yeah. Actually, that's like such a vague statement beyond belief that it's like the best you can figure, even with an 8, is that there are times where people will make their focuses physical objects that are meant to stay in a certain place.
Okay, so
Almost-
like I
almost-
have the arcane focus that I would use on occasion. Okay.
And it almost sounds like that's what she's talking about here. But
Okay.
obviously, this is a giant fuck off gem. So.
Alternatively, does it maybe sound like someone banished her or imprisoned her elsewhere and this is her prison?
Make an Arcana check. Or history, your choice.
I think history's a little bit more appropriate, but they're both the same number, so.
Okay. With an 18, with that wording, bound,
Yep.
that definitely gives that restriction vibe. That it's not that she's holding back so much as someone is restraining her. As for if this is a prison of sorts, I mean, it doesn't seem like she's actually stuck here. I mean, as far as the boulder in front of the cave, but at the same time, you also know that the tribesfolk can move the boulder, so is she stuck here is hard to determine.
Yeah, but it could be less of stuck here, like in this room, versus stuck in this pocket plane that we're in.
Yeah, and that's kind of the
Yeah.
half and
Pocket
half word
plane.
here, not too
What are you
sure.
talking about? According to Dalmar, this is just an island that isn't on the map.
Oh, God damn it. So what I have heard in like all my readings of anyone like this that this happened to, someone who have close to deific powers or of deific powers?
Give me a history check with advantage.
Okay. 25. I live for this shit.
So 25. There's been stories about people who have tried to rise up to the realm of the gods. The method when it comes to doing so, it's always been lost. It's always one person finds it, immediately gets smitten by the gods, the information is lost again. There is some extremely rare cases though where people nearly accomplished it. And with a 25, and all that digging and all that information, you hear a perky voice come to your head. One that doesn't pop up often, but you recognize her. She's usually there for just like the little interesting bits. Kind of just goes, you know, there was that story that you found that one time. The mortal turned god. She accomplished something. The gods tried, but they failed. Who knows? You may have just found her. Or not. The intrigue, isn't it?
It's been a while since I've heard that voice.
I'm always here. I'm just waiting for the exciting bits.
I mean, Demon Lord imprisoned in a scroll is pretty exciting.
It's so Wednesday, though.
I mean,
I'm looking for a Saturday night thrill. And this woman... Oh. She is the witching hour.
she would be a thrill, alright.
Keep entertaining me, dear. And you feel the voice kind of fade from the back of your mind.
Okay. Yes, we are.
Are you not? She's hot.
Yeah, like, You're like the only person in this group here that isn't.
Yeah, you're just
Hey,
a fruit
Meryl.
man.
Hello?
Are you being horny for the god?
I'm not gonna say horny.
But
Which means horny. There we go.
Good job, Ollie. I'm so
You were
proud.
supposed to fight horny, not join them.
You were the chosen one.
One of us. One of us.
I need to give Volmir a club and just write like horny club on it and just start bonking you fuckers.
Oh my god. Hey, Jack might like that.
You bastard!
Gotta ruin it.
I hate you all.
Okay, anyway, I guess we're off to go find our poison.
Yeah.
And at a game, I'm guessing you mean the Raven Queen?
Yes.
Okay.
You of all people I knew for a fact would know that tidbit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're doing favoriting gods, a couple have
Listen,
done it elsewhere.
At the same time, Jack is more than aware that this is not her, obviously.
Yeah.
But being referenced towards that direction, there is a
Possibility.
connection there of some kind. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then you also have, fuck, who's the god of death again? Kellenbor. He did it too.
Mm-hmm. But he did it by actually killing a god, so.
Yeah.
Again, that's why it's like there's so many different methods, but normally when one is discovered, it's like stop that, forget all that.
Yeah, and Kellenbor's was kill the god, then all the dead people in the city go, "You're our god now." Wait, what?
Yep. It was like, oh god, there's a lot of paperwork. I need to work on this. What did I do?
That's one of my favorite god stories.
So good.
Okay.
But as you guys are being led out by your own party, and some of you got things to think on, and you do see Ohana and Darius kind of creeping back a little bit, and they're talking to one another, but they're not whispering by any means. You just hear a lot of like, "What the hell is you talking about that that thing you got? I thought that was like your focus or whatever." And he just goes, "It's my burden, and I don't wish to share it. Me and my brothers carry it. That's all you need to know. That's all the crew needs to know." As well, I think I kind of need to know a little more than that, since she kind of pointed out it's a little worrying, you know. We'll talk about it when the guests are gone. Alright. And as you guys are approaching the opening of the cave, as all the crystals start to fade away. By the way, Fano, you want to say this out loud?
Yeah.
Yesn't? Because I know my brain is not going to say it the way I want to say it. Because I'm bad at talking.
I know the feeling.
But, yeah, there's like a body shape at least, and like a bunch of coins, and I don't know what it is, because I'm not magic. So I can't help, I just know what I saw.
Did the body look similar to the body of the woman?
It was hard to tell. It was amorphous. It looked like it was almost like you saw the beginnings of a human being formed, but you didn't see any actual detail.
So it was a literal fetus.
In
Okay.
terms of development, yes.
Okay. So, like...
It was a joke because you call us fetuses.
I mean, again, what else are you gonna call a developing human? It's literally a fetus.
Okay, so there's no, like, form to it. No, you can't tell if it has tits or not, or, you know... I'm just clarifying.
Are you checking out the fetus?
Are you trying
I know.
to fetus?
The moment you guys said fetus, my question, I knew it was going to be bad. But...
Jack, why?
I hate all of you right now.
Don't ask about crystal body fetus tits.
Book.
I'm picturing like a fucking like
That is a
Barbie
fucking
doll,
moment.
not like a fucking actual fetus. Like that's what I'm picturing.
I mean,
to be fair, I know where he was going with this.
Yeah. It's just
Like-
the wording. The wording was just.
But the fact that I said like a fetus as a joke.
Yeah,
right
and I was
there-
trying to ask before you said that shit because I knew it was coming. You fucker.
But I would say, Fano, with the second roll you got, you would see that it does resemble a female form.
Okay. Fucking hate here.
Oh, Dalmar missed it. Dalmar missed the fetus.
You know.
Dalmar missed being horny over a fetus.
And
Unfortunate.
over a goddess.
And over a
Hey,
goddess.
everyone, you know. You're the
That's
odd
a good
one out.
question to ask Dalmar. Let's see if he's on the Volmer crew or on the party crew.
Why are you guys all so fucking horny?
I mean, in all honesty, I just picked a fucking image that fit her as close as possible. Y'all just, like, went way to town with it.
Volmer's questioning why we're all horny
Y'all,
for the
you can't
goddess.
say y'all. I am completely innocent here.
Dalmar's fucking face of, like, what the hell did I just come back to?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways.
You can't say y'all. I am innocent here.
I mean, I have to say y'all for them. I can't just signal you out.
You're innocent for now. We'll get you.
I'm hoping the camera is in the same spot for everyone so that you guys can see me pointing at Jack.
No.
No, you're
It,
pointing
it depends on the window
the complete
size.
opposite direction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
you're
depends on the
pointing at
window
Beryl
size.
for me.
You're pointing at nothing for me.
Same here. I have 3, 3, and 1.
Same here. I have it exactly like that also. But regardless, as you guys are exiting out, you immediately see, before you even arrive at the end of the cave, the boulders already being pushed out of the way. Not that much of a go figure as to how the hell they knew you guys were coming. As you guys all exit out into the about noonish sun at this point, just for accelerated time. And as they push the boulder back in place, they
Before
clap their hands together from the dirt and stuff, and they look at you and go, "Alright, so how did that go for y'all? You leaving? You staying? What's going on?"
Before they push a shut him at as Jack walks out. Would it be rude to take a crystal as a souvenir?
If you want to break it out, that's on you. I'll tell you now, they're grown in there pretty tight.
Jack runs back in.
Do you have anything
Jack,
to help
wait,
you, or are you just
hold
gonna
on.
try to yank?
I got a crowbar.
I have a miner's
think.
pick.
Oh, there you go.
I thought you were just gonna turn into gorilla and just start fucking yanking.
Oh, hell no. I have a miner's pick and a shovel with a small knife. Yeah.
Okay, then
Can I yank one?
if you want to try, do you have anything to help you, or are you just going for the yank?
I'm just gonna yank. I don't have anything.
Give me a strength
You
check.
want to borrow my
and-
crowbar?
Oh yeah, there you
No,
go.
I want to yank.
Okay, just give me a
How about
strength check.
C?
Oh my.
Jack, with all those tools.
Okay.
Oh, we'll get to that. With all those tools,
Jack
Give
goes like
me-
this and then pop. What the fuck?
with all those tools, just give me a acrobatics or athletics check, your choice.
Acrobatics. Oh.
So Jack, as you go in and you start taking out all your tools, and you're like, "All right," you get like about 4 or 5 picks in, and then you just see Fanoa kind of like the register of like, "Oh wait, are we taking crystals now?" You just see Fanoa go up beside, and you're just like, "This can take some time. This can be some work." You just see Fanoa grab both hands, and with the power of small angry and man muscle, just like one hard yank and pull, and you just see this long gem that's about 5 inches thick and about a foot long, just almost perfect crystalline formation. And Fanoa, just with the smuggest look on their face, just goes like, "Aha!" and just walks out, and you're just like looking with like, Like, you got all your tools, and Fanoa just goes, "Whoop."
I'm gonna try for something smaller.
Go ahead and make another acrobatics check. Or athletics. There you go.
Almost exactly swap numbers.
Literally. As you go for like the smaller one, you're like, I'm gonna go towards where Fanoa yanked and go for one of those. And you do feel a bit of a softer, earthen feeling as you use the pickaxe, the shovel, and after about 5 minutes or so of just like careful and ginger digging around, you manage to get a good enough just a tug, and that's all it takes to get this gem out. And you get about 4 inches thick and maybe about like 10 inches long.
This is still the same type of crystals like the ones that were glowing, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
But they are not glowing right now because when they opened the cave, all the crystals just died out.
Oh, so it's like glow in the dark shit.
Yep.
Okay. Adding that.
So for now, mark those as. Oh, what name should I give them so I know for a fact what the fuck we're talking about here?
Glow in the dark god crystal?
Go ahead, just do God Crystal. Just do God Crystal for now. As Fanoa just is starting to handle a tiny kitten.
Oh my god, it's a baby
I
kitten.
had to get.
Which one is that? Which one is that?
I think this is Moose or Mubaka. I can't tell. I think it's Mubaka.
Mubaka.
Oh my god.
Mubaka, that is great.
I still like Edgar Allan Poe's name more.
God, but I loved him.
I mean, if you
Little
want,
kid.
Fanoa, just apparently Fanoa now just goes up to Volmer and just goes, "Check my crystal." Whatever that means to you, Volmer.
And no, Dalmar, mine's thinner but longer.
No, it's
No,
neither.
Oh,
yours
you
was
said-
10 inches.
okay.
Hers was a foot long.
Oh, okay,
Foot,
I
yours
missed
is
that wrong.
4 and 10. Yeah.
I thought it was like a cluster that she got, and mine's
No,
essentially a
she's
fucking
got
crystal
one nice
dildo.
long one. She got her nice thick gem. Look, I tried, but I had to.
I know.
I guess I'm fucking ritual casting Identify then. I want to save the spell slot.
Guys, the two of them are now just like working their way on getting a gem. You're now ritual casting Identify. You just see the Lord and Lady are just looking at each other like, well, aren't you excitable? Yeah, want to hurry it up, you know? Nightfall's gonna come eventually.
Yeah. Can I just like do while standing like what Jack was doing with like magic earlier, where it's like while walking?
Yeah, but no one's answered them on what the fuck's going on. They literally went, so are you guys leaving? Are you guys staying? What's going on? What happened?
So
Apparently you're creaking like a motherfucker, because holy
We're
fuck,
supposed to
that
go
was loud.
find our
Oh, yeah.
poison.
Poison? What poison are you supposed to find? I mean, you guys are a little fucked up. I ain't gonna lie about that. But what poison you got inside of you?
No clue.
Me?
Well, did she at least tell you where to start looking for this poison?
Where you find poison on the island.
Base internet cut out and I missed that part.
Just asking, did she give you a hint on where to look?
we were basically told to go where.
No. I mean, I missed the hint that she told us.
Oh, she said to find your poison where poison lies on the island, like Jack said.
Oh, okay.
And
Then we listened to Jack.
yeah, you immediately see recognition on the both of them as they look at each other with a kind of like, oh shit, face.
What? What's that?
She told you to go to the Stinger. Am I getting you correct there?
We're not gonna like this, are we? God damn it.
We've got watches around the clock for the Stinger. If that gives you any sort of comfort.
What's out there?
The usual shit, only worse. You watch him point to one of the scars across his chest, kind of goes like, got this one, 3 months ago?
Pretty good. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
get moving then. Whatever you do, if the moon falls while you're in there, run. Let's go. And he just starts walking.
Question.
Mhm.
Do I know which skin color my mints gives me which resistance?
Yes.
Okay. I am going to start pop till I turn green.
How many do you have left? I think you have 7 left.
I have yeah.
Don't forget, it doesn't refill until you've used all of them.
Right.
And I believe you've given out 5.
Yeah, so I should have 7.
Okay, so you have 7. So that is a D12. So keep rolling D12s, and I'll tell you when you hit green.
Ash was just over there turning into a fucking rainbow.
You're not wrong. 4.
Ashton's turning into a rainbow. Volmir's staring at a rock.
I would say you literally just watch Ashton just pop a mint, and her skin goes from a vibrant red to a very aqua teal blue.
I like it.
Pop another mint. 12. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's D10. It's D10, not a D12. My bad. Go ahead and reroll
okay.
that one. I have the table in front of me, and I forgot it's a D10. I'm so out of it. 1. From that wonderful teal blue into a deep, poignant black.
Terrifying, but also cool.
You just see Darius just kind of cock his head, just ultimately confused. Like, looks at his skin, looks at yours. 8. From that deepish black. You watch it almost kind of scale in hue as it turns into a nice dark purple. So that's number 3 out of 7. 4. From that lovely purple into a far deeper royale blue.
I like that color.
I'm glad I'm entertaining you all.
Literally, just as you're walking, you're just seeing Ashton just like change colors as she's popping more and more fucking mints over and over again. As from the deep blue, once again, you see it almost creep up across her arm this time, almost as though an infection of some sort. As her entire skin goes a vibrant green. Finally got it.
Cool.
That took 5 mints. You're down to 2.
I'm good. We're good. It's fine.
Oh, bummer.
So wait, this is the first time we've seen you take these, yes?
Yes.
You took one on the cart, but this is the
I
first
did
time
not.
you... Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
No. Jack tried to charm me into taking one, and I told him that they
Right.
wouldn't work the same on me.
Yep.
That's right. Yeah.
Anybody want one just for funsies?
Alright, I'm on. Roll me a d10. Alright, Dalmar and Jack get the last 2
Alright.
pieces. They
That's
both get
enthusiastic.
2.
Oh
are
no,
both-
you guys match!
You guys are both a beautiful royale blue deep color.
I'm going to high five Jack.
I was just about to say that.
High five.
The 2 Smurfs are now here. And you do see the Lord and Lady kind of just like occasionally glance back to see the rainbow show that Ash just put on, and now Dalmar and Jack just high-fiving a Smurf. They're just like, aren't you the interesting bunch?
I wonder if I turn into an ape if I'll be blue.
I don't think you should waste polymorph on that.
No, I don't. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
It recharges at dawn, right?
That's what I'm looking up. Daily
Then
at dawn.
Yeah, a dawn would have passed.
So, does this recharge that? Because I probably would have noticed that
I was
while we
gonna
were
say,
partying.
if you focus on the orb now, you can feel there is a charge in there.
Why would have used it last night like, that we slept? I last used it at the party. So, like,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Is you
okay.
used it last night, so if you hold on to it and you focus, you feel there's a charge.
Okay, so that's...
I feel like that's the brainstorm moment of Jack is like, I mean, no, I'm not gonna waste it. And it's like, hold on. Feels in there, holds the orb. Oh, there's power in there.
Okay.
Okay, so all I know is that the group turned horny, and now Fanoa has a longer crystal than Jack does, and Jack is holding orbs.
Uh-huh.
Do I have all this correct?
For the time being, yes, you do.
Okay.
And we are on an island that just isn't on any maps
Yeah.
because it's definitely not a pocket plan.
Orb in one hand, crystal in the other, just...
Wait,
Dual-
you hear
dual
about the
wielding.
crystal fetus?
Yeah. Okay. Question: how did identify on the crystal that Fennel gave me go?
Yes. After 10 minutes, a lot of light showing, smurfing, and revelations.
I zoomed out and I had totally forgotten that the map was a scorpion, and I'm like, oh crap.
Oh, wait.
Shit, we're supposed to look for poison.
As you cast Identify on the crystal, you watch as in your mind there's a massive influx of information, but a lot of it you have no way of identifying. It's almost like it's speaking in a language that doesn't exist, but you can somehow interpret in some arcane manner. The crystal itself is just a concentration of magic. Like, think about how dust accumulates. This is literally just a crystal of concentrated magic. And
Oh shit.
I believe I have this homebrew item made. Let me double check, because I do actually have this crystal as a thing.
So wait, so it's like a magic battery, basically.
Yes. Let me double check to see if I have this crystal made.
We should get a big one and make a sword out of it for Fenella.
Hell yeah, we are going completely different directions though.
What were you thinking?
One moment, it's hard typing one-handed.
Just say it.
Just say it. You already unmuted yourself.
I was already over halfway done typing
I
though,
knew.
so just a minute.
God, no.
I knew exactly that's
My
what you were gonna
God.
say.
I hate how horny this group is.
It's
Hey.
funny though.
It is.
Alright, my 8 page of homebrew items, I do not have it created yet. Essentially, it is a magic capturing crystal that I'll make the item later and put it on your sheet. Upon a reaction, you may pull out the crystal, and it will reduce any spell that impacts you by half damage, and capture that level of spell in the crystal
Oh shit.
for someone to call upon. So it doesn't capture the spell, it captures the spell level. However, the crystals in size determine how much they can actually hold. And the crystals you guys have right now can only hold up to 2nd level. And
So wait, so
because-
like if someone...
so say you cast Fireball on Fanoa. She can use a reaction to call upon the crystal. She will take half damage regardless. She still has to make the saving throw, but she will take half damage of whatever comes at her. And then the crystal will capture that 3rd level spell. And if she gives it to Volmer, you can call upon that 3rd level and use that for your own slot.
So it's like a
But-
fucking arcane recovery, almost like thing. Yeah.
However, Volmer, you would also know, if you overflow with magic, it explodes, forcing anybody within 30 feet to make a dexterity saving throw or suffer 8d10 worth of force damage.
I love it.
So it is a battery that you can over fucking load.
I'm gonna hand it to Fanoa, but I now have an idea to make like a fucking bracer out of one of these things. Like I want to get one for myself now.
Hold up.
Mhm.
How do you overload it?
So if you can because again, I will make the item more clear when I type it out. When you use a reaction, you capture a spell. Cantrips don't do anything. You just reduce it by half damage, but it literally costs your reaction that turn.
Yeah.
Say you capture a first level spell of Burning Hands. Okay, you have now 1 level in there.
Yeah.
It can hold up to 2 levels. So you can capture a second Burning Hands. But at that point, if you try to capture another spell...
Okay, so right now ours can only capture second level spells.
2.
So
2.
if, up to 2 levels of spells. If someone were to fireball us, it would automatically overload it.
Yep.
If it got like overloaded, can I just like throw it at people to try like?
No. It's
Aw.
using a reaction. It's in that moment. It goes...
There's no time to throw it like a grenade.
Now my question
But
is...
is it totally destroyed when it goes boom?
It does.
So my question is... Can someone aim for it? To intentionally overload it?
You can, as long as it's visible. As long as it is capable of taking the effect, aka like on someone's on someone's hip or in their hand, it will forcibly absorb the energy. So if you put it on the ground at someone's feet and fire a spell on it, or AoE a bunch of people with it out in the open air, you can make a secondary explosion.
Fulmer, we're gonna need your fireball. And some string.
Yeah.
What?
After explaining everything, I'm just gonna hand the crystal back to Vanilla.
Just hand her a magical bomb.
She can't set it off though.
Yeah, she can't set it off, but if she captures a spell with that, she can.
I have friends who could help set it off,
Yes, you do.
and one is very prone to using fireball at people. So it works.
Motherfucker, I did that one time and haven't touched.
Yes.
But knowing that over the crystals now, which again, Volmer, just from arcane knowledge, you would know that the larger crystals in question, you could possibly capture higher level spells with those. You just have to get them and find a way to quote unquote weaponize them. That was a really good one. That was a really fucking good one.
I hate you all. Okay, everyone watching, this is my last day on the stream.
We're just gonna take him out
Finally
back.
bully them into leaving.
Oh my
It's
god.
okay, we can replace him with Moose. Or
Yes.
we can have the dream team. Keep both of them.
Yep. Just
I'd be okay with that.
It hurts my soul that Fanoa's the one recommending this.
I mean, they're
As you
tiny.
guys are walking through the forest, and you can tell that the Lord and Lady are trying to rush this. You can tell that they are trying to get you guys to move as quick as possible through the tail of the scorpion until you get to the point where the river cuts off. And at this point, it's been about another 2 hours. So you're looking at it's starting to border on sunset. You've got, given the accelerated time, you've got maybe 1-2 hours worth of daylight left before the moon starts to rise.
How long do the
Frankie.
changing color things last?
I believe it's a D6, no?
Yes.
We can say you waited for it, because they would have told you that it's a long journey off.
Okay.
But go ahead and roll the D6 for them.
It might be a good idea to wait till the day to start actually looking for it.
Astrid, your last an hour, and then Dalmar and Jack.
Am I rolling for them, or are they?
They can roll for themselves if they want to.
Okay.
Okay, 2 hours for Dalmar. Jack, if you want to roll for yourself.
Where the hell's the D6? D6.
Half an hour.
Half an hour. I'm blue, uppity, uppity.
So as Volmer, you recommend that you just turn around and you just see Astra just popping mints and Dalmar and Jack pop one themselves.
Those only last a moment of time, don't they?
Yeah. We get to the tail, right?
Mhm.
Where the river is, and it's starting to. The sun is starting to set.
Yeah.
And the lady said that we didn't want to be here after dark, correct?
No.
I would assume that they're gonna recommend that we camp on this side of the river and go in the morning.
Are you asking them that?
Yeah.
You want to camp here at the tail, where we said we need a constant watch on this place?
Well, we weren't supposed to be here after dark.
No, but that's why we hurried and we gave you at least like an hour or two before the moon comes.
Okay, cool.
So what I'm hearing is get after it and be quick about it.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is I should cast my spell that gives us a safe place to camp for a night where creatures can't get in.
If you got something like that, go for it. All I know is have fun getting back to the village, because we got stuff to take care of.
Oh, they're just ditching us here.
We're not spending the night at the Scorpion's Tail. It ain't our watch this time.
Fair enough.
And you just see the kind of the lore kind of goes like,
Wait,
come.
what are we looking at? Like, what's in there?
You just see, very comparative to the rest of the island, just a mess of trees. However, one thing that becomes instantly clear to all of you, just looking across there, where you just have to kind of cross the river point, is the trees themselves look marked by animalistic nature. And Vero, more than anybody here, would know that there's like 5 or 6 different markings on there indicating God knows how many creatures have quote-unquote claimed that territory.
Do I know what specific creatures?
I was asking them before they left.
Oh. I'll answer that.
Yeah.
Nature check, Vero, real quick.
Nature?
Well, what you're looking at is, well, the place we call the Stinger, and it's poisonous pretty badly, as in the creatures in there follow the rules of nature, but also they kind of don't. You see, when the moon rises, they have this transformation, so you say, where they get a little more bloodthirsty. They start to really rile themselves up. And Vero, you would know that 2 of the markings seem to be just generic bears and wolves. Seems kind of run-of-the-mill. However, the other 3 within line of sight that you can see is this almost jagged cut across a tree that's almost like someone ran across it with a scythe of some kind. Another one seems to be of a large bite mark. It seems almost alligator in nature, but this definitely isn't the environment for one of them, so that's a little bit interesting. Meanwhile, the very last one, it's far more interesting because unlike the rest of them that look like their claws or teeth, that one looks like a blunt impact of some kind. And you can almost kind of figure it's almost ape-like, but there's no actual fist indentation. It's just a crack in the tree. Does Private Sanctum not stop anything from getting in? I thought it did.
No, it's tiny hut.
Ah,
Private-
that's right.
Private Sanctum makes a foggy barrier preventing vision, and it stops any divination magic from getting in. And you can't teleport into it, or like if you're outside of it, you can't hear in it.
You can't target
That's
things
right.
outside. Yeah.
That's right. You're thinking of Lehman's tiny hut. That's right.
It's basically just I want privacy spell.
Yeah, it's just a privacy thing. Yeah.
I probably would have grabbed that if.
I'll allow you to switch that out because I knew exactly what you were going for. Yeah, you were going for tiny hut. You weren't going for Sanctum.
I think tiny hut's a 3rd level too.
Yeah,
I
it is
don't
a
have
third level.
tiny hut. I don't think.
Because I'm pretty sure you were trying to go for tiny hut, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yep. Because every time you described it, I'm like, oh, you have tiny hut. Oh, you have tiny hut. But then you brought it up, and it was like, hang on, that's not tiny hut.
This is why I should.
I'll let you switch that out. I'll let you switch it out because I know for a fact you were trying to go for tiny hut.
I don't have tiny hut learned, so it's fine.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I'll let you swap that out because I know you're trying to go for that.
Oh, thank you. I will switch those out quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, tiny hut's ritual too.
It is a ritual.
Yes.
Yeah. Trust me, tiny hut is the bane of DMs everywhere.
It's fucking amazing.
It's
Hell
such
yeah.
a good spell for players. Did you miss anything important? Not really. Besides, Vollmer doesn't know how to read spells.
Nothing new. Got it. Thank you.
Motherfucker.
The shade.
You can sass me in a bit. I have to clean a cut from the dog. You are fine. It's
That's
true
that's
anyways.
the last time I'm casting Identify for you on something.
It's beneficial for everyone. No, it does.
It's okay, I can cast it.
So, what is the current plan? Oh, right. Ashwin, you asked what we're looking at in there. Oh, yeah, they described the
Yeah.
whole... Nighttime brings out something in them.
But during the day, they're fairly chill. They're normal.
Normal as the ferocious creatures of the island can be. Big, tough, dangerous.
But less bloodthirsty.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough.
Well, up two! And he just kind of claps his hands and kind of like gestures you guys to go.
What did I get on my perception check? Because as soon as Dalmar's like, so we need to be getting after it, God, I immediately started just reconnoitering.
Okay, so with a 22 perception check, after kind of like giving a hard glance, at the moment you don't see anything going on. The force is calm, especially right here at the border. But you do notice about 4 or 5 smaller animals looking just upon the treetops. 2 of them are looking your direction, mainly being birds, and the other 3 are just kind of looking inward towards the forest. And almost instantly you can kind of recognize, like, those are way too fucking calm. Those are probably the lookouts they're talking about.
Hmm.
So at least for now, you have an idea that they have people watching this place, and for now, nothing is nearby worth freaking out over.
Because of that, I'm gonna start ritual casting Tiny Hut.
It's if you guys are not going in.
You don't want to try to get in and out, and then if we can't get out, you cast Tiny Hut.
I don't mind getting in and getting out real quick.
I'm worried I'm worried it'll take too long, and then we'll just be stuck in the forest with the creatures just constantly circling the hut.
I mean,
Come the next day, they should calm down.
that's why we hide where we make the hut. You know, against a rock, behind some brush. You know.
Oh, whatever you guys decide, I suggest doing it quick. And they just point up to the sun that you see still currently ticking away.
I say we risk it for the biscuit.
Let's go.
I don't see how we benefit from doing this in one night, but I guess if we're doing this,
With how funky the magic is and keeping that thing up, like, it might become daytime while that drops, and then we get attacked anyways. So we're bad either way. Because it says it's the whole tail, not just that part of the tail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just the stinger that gets bad, it's this whole fucking tail. And we're already on this tail.
They just keep saying that that the stinger itself is the worst of it, but the whole tail gets this effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, so
It
no
would
matter
be
what,
better
we're
to
gonna
do
have
it during the
run
day.
through out.
Yeah, no matter what, we're fucked.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, well, I
They're
guess we're
just,
doing this then.
they're just saying speed run the worst section.
Yeah.
So, real quick, can we catch me up to what I missed at a game before we go
Yes.
too much farther?
Essentially, what ended up happening was that when it was revealed that 4 people in the entire group, including Orhana and Darius, have a dark seed of some kind, Darius was the only one aware of it. He pulled out his emblem, which apparently is not an emblem. It is just a stone that looks almost acid-ridden and melted. And he claims that he and his brothers are aware of their burden and that they choose to carry it. Meanwhile, Volmer hasn't shared what they saw, correct? Double checking.
Nope.
So
Because I don't even know
Volmer-
what the fuck I saw myself.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to figure that shit out.
So Volmer had a vision as being declared as one of these people with a dark seed inside of them. Just became 1,000-yard stare, had no idea what the fuck was going on. Ashrin was another person that was picked for this dark seed, and she went on explaining that whatever it was couldn't be real, because whoever it was she saw is meant to be dead. No further elaboration. Veril, almost in the same vein as Volmer, saw their vision, learned what they learned, and was just kind of shocked by it and didn't have anything to go off of. But Veril did ask if there's any way to learn more about it, to which the fair lady said, if you wish to learn of your poison, go to the poison of the island. And that's what led towards the stinger, for anyone who wants to learn about what it is that ails them, plagues them, and other stuff like that. So the goal now is to find whatever the fuck this is she's telling you guys to find, this poison in the poison, to discover what the fuck is going on.
So, I'm going to open up a one-on-one column with, I'm assuming it was the Dragonborn, yeah? And ask him what his and his brother's burdens are. If you collaborate.
Make a persuasion check for me.
What's Dalmar's charisma mod again?
-2, I think.
-3, thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah!
Awesome.
That wasn't even a natural 1.
Now, yeah. Outside of the telepathic, you just see him give you a glare that's like, try and push me, and I will end you. And just doesn't respond. Oh yeah, that's the other tidbit you also learned, that when Volmer pulled out the scabbard of the Besotted of the Fallen, she said that he carried something that was outside of her sight.
Interesting.
But yeah, so what is the current plan? Are you guys just fucking booking for it, or what are you trying to do?
I think it was decided we're kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't.
I'm still voting Team Hut, but if they want to charge, I guess we're charging.
Yeah, let's risk it, because if we do it this way and have to hit the hut, I can polymorph twice. So,
All right. So, who is leading this charge, and what is the search method? Because you have nothing else to go off of besides this one chunk of land. Is what you're looking at.
I
I think Barrel. Because we're looking for poison. And who would know poison better in this party than a druid?
Beryl, do you want to lead? As Vollmer is offering you up to the lion's den. Uh-oh. Beryl.
Barrel died.
Uh-oh. Beryl, be
They had a heart
separated.
attack when I recommended them being active.
You're muted right now. Your mic is muted. So if you're talking, that's why we cannot hear you. You're zoning out. Beryl Vollmer is saying that you should lead through the forest because what they are trying to find is, well, poison in poison. Druids no forest, druids no poison. So Vollmer is saying that you should lead if you want.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So, as you all begin to kind of steady yourselves, and after Darius gives Dalmar the glare of death, each of you kind of preparing for whatever the fuck could possibly happen out here. You make your way across the river, wading through the water. That's about waist high for you guys, so it's about at the neck for Fanoa. As you get into the forest, Veril, give me a nature check. With advantage, since you got the whole group helping out. You carry Fen on your back. Ooh.
Ow.
Ooh. So,
Dang.
as Veril is kind of like carrying Fanoa almost like Yoda backpack style, it's very clear that there's a lot of distraction going on for you. And you're kind of just looking through the forest and trying to get a grip of, trying to keep a good glance on like, where's the animalistic nature, where would there be quote unquote poison, you're trying to puzzle out all these things. And yeah, leader anxiety, and you're not used to people following you for this kind of stuff. You're kind of like just going in random directions, like, there's animals this way, there's also animals that way. There's got to be something here to work with, and you guys are just feeling yourself just running around in circles.
I'm gonna open up one-on-one comms with Veril. You're okay.
Give me like 10 minutes and I'll try again.
So in the meantime, yeah.
So
You
you
know,
guys
Ash sees it being nat 20.
I was gonna say, as you guys gotta take a pause, like as Dalmar tries to calm Veril down, and you all kind of just take that moment. Ashwin is kind of just glancing around the area. There comes a moment, besides the occasional animal you see in the distance, that at the moment doesn't seem like they're approaching you. Just seems like the standard fox and rabbit, a couple birds. You've seen like 1 or 2 wolves so far, but they seem to have avoided a group as big as yours at 8, because that's a fucking massive group. You can't help but notice somewhere between those trees, you can't help but swear you just saw a man just walk between the trees and vanish.
This way, guys.
Someone extremely familiar.
Why does this seem like a theme with my characters following people that look familiar through the woods. Not the first time I've done this. All right.
Hopefully you won't trip flat on your face
Hopefully
this
I
time.
won't just book it through the woods and trip and fall.
And funny enough, I'm still playing the sneak.
Yes, you are, huh?
You are. All right. We're just going this way, guys. I see something, and I'm going to just follow.
All right. As you begin to follow that direction, I need everyone to give me a perception check. Varel.
Wow.
This is where Vero gets the nat 20.
I love how we all like so even on our perception checks. +4, +2, +4, +4, +4. Then you have Dalmar +8.
So, as you are making your way through and following Ashrin where she pointed to go into the direction, Jack, you begin to see little flashes of just color. Fine dresses and gowns, formal wear, and it's ridiculous to believe. No, nobody in the right mind would be out here dressed like that. It just seems all too ridiculous. Meanwhile, Varel, there comes a quiet moment as you guys are going through the woods and you are just kind of glancing around, but you can't help but hear something in a distance to yourself. A giggle. Just a very light. And you snap your head towards one direction, and you swear you just see a very fine velvet mint green dress with blonde hair flowing behind, just kind of walk behind a tree and vanish in an instant. And there's almost this moment of heartache that comes from that visage. But Noah, as you are going through, you hear what almost sounds like tribal drums and a fiddle and other sorts of instruments kind of mixing around. And you recognize the song. You recognize this music. And even though you're turning your head all around trying to look for where it's going, it's still dead ahead of you. But you know this music comes from your family. From all of them joining together in a night of feasting. And it makes you want to keep going forward, to follow it, to keep going. As Ashrin, you continue to lead everyone on towards that direction. And as the three of you have seen these visages, you see them more. Jack, you see more concise outfits. Outfits you've seen all around your house before. Your family. Your friends. Your lovers. All ahead, but they only last for an instant of a second. And you can't make out who any of these people actually are. Meanwhile, Finoa and Varel, you can almost see the images. Almost like clear-cut memories ahead of you. The girl in the dress is almost egging you on. Come on, let's go. And the music just keeps roaring, dragging, and pulling Finoa in.
Is comms up?
Arms are up.
Is anyone else seeing this? Seeing? What's
Yeah. What are you seeing?
um a girl. She's just I don't know. I hear laughter. Kind of. I don't know.
I hear ball music and see people, dresses, outfits that I've seen before.
Huh.
You immediately hear Darius kind of pop in with the mental consequences. So I'm not alone then.
No, what do you see?
My past. Things I've long abandoned. And wish they'd stay away. Ashwin, thank you.
She's such a Avatar nerd. I love it.
Stop. Look, you can't blame her on it. It's fucking phenomenal.
Oh no, I used to
Oh,
give her
yeah,
shit
it
until
is.
she made me watch it, and I fell in love with it. I just haven't seen it as much as she is. I need to rewatch it again.
Fun fact for you all: how many filler episodes are there in Avatar?
A lot.
A lot.
No.
Well,
Isn't there like,
filler.
isn't there one episode where there's zero plot relevance, and that was the
Yep.
one where it was the two tribes? And
Nope.
I know this because
Nope.
really, where they were
That's
trying
not
to.
it.
Was it the
Tales
play
of
one?
Sing Say.
Ember Island Players is kind of
Oh.
filler as
I
well.
wouldn't
No,
count.
because
Ember,
it's showing you propaganda from the Fire Nation.
Oh, fair enough.
What
Yeah.
about the one with the two islands or the two tribes where they were crossing the cavern thing, chasm?
It's the two pieces of the tribe lands that have different mindsets that Aang has to overcome their differences and be an avatar.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He
to
has-
be a good avatar, he just makes random shit up.
I guess I say
Yeah.
a lot because like there's,
It feels
A lot
like
of
none of the
filler
stories.
pieces, but
yeah.
the story is throughout all of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that as a fact. I'm like, no, there's no way. And they said the same. It's like, oh, the
So
Ember
what?
Island players. That's nothing, right? It's like, no, that's Fire Island propaganda right there. It's like, okay, that's true. What about Zuko alone? That's literally telling Zuko's story when he was alone away from Iroh.
Anyone who
What
says Zuko alone is filler should be slapped.
They should. Then they also mentioned Appa lost, and it was like, once again, Appa lost. It tells you on how the fuck Appa got to Ba Sing Se, and it's like, wow, there's one filler episode in all of Avatar. Fucking amazing.
And
But
Which
anyways,
episode was that again?
Tales of Ba Sing Se.
And
When-
even then, that's not really much filler because it literally just tells you what they're doing in Ba Sing Se while they're there.
Yeah, but that's the thing, that it doesn't actually add to the story. Aang makes a zoo, Iroh, obviously is a very good person. Toph and Katara, they go off to go
Iroh
on spa
plays
day,
Leaves
be
from the
girls.
Vine.
And yeah, God leaves from the vine.
Yeah,
and Zuko goes
God.
on a date. So like none of those things matter at all to the plot. You can take out Tales of Ba Sing Se, the story's still the exact same. That's why it's the only episode that's filler. But it's still the best
Anyway.
episode.
Is that the one? With,
Interesting.
Poison.
is that the one with his son?
Yes,
Oh my god.
where he
yes.
sings for his son's funeral.
Yes.
his
fucking-
birthday.
I actually never
Pure
cried to that
inducing.
episode.
I bawled.
It's yeah.
Go
same.
watch it some more.
Yeah.
you-
Grow a heart.
If you don't cry there, you don't have a heart. God damn it.
I guess I'm heartless. I've never cried to it.
Yeah.
As
Jeez.
you guys keep moving on, after about another 20 or so minutes traveling between the trees and all, you come across a building. And each of you kind of just stands there in a bit of a confused recognition. You didn't see this building coming from a distance. You didn't even see any reference of any sort of man-made structure on this island. This is the first instant in which you have seen anything man-made. And it's a cylindrical building with a dome on top that has been overtaken by ivy and fauna and plants. And looking inside, just from the outside, you can see that it's completely dark inside. But there's a single pedestal at the very dead center of it.
Walk inside.
Yeah.
As well.
Checking for traps.
Make an investigation check. 20. As you are looking around this area, and as you guys all walk inside each separately, Jack, Veril, and Fanoa, those images, those voices, the illusions, gone. The moment you step in there, it's like someone just pressed the mute button on all of them. And Jack, as you're looking around, and you make sure there's no danger here or anything, you can't help but notice, but the floor itself seems almost segmented into 3 separate rings, all connected from around, leading into the dead center pedestal.
Okay.
And as you look at the pedestal itself, you see those almost identical 3 rings on top.
Okay. Anyone know what the hell this might mean?
Does Volmir know what it means?
Make an intelligence check.
Yeah. Can I join him on that?
Go for it.
Fuck yeah, natural 1.
18.
Volmer, you're a little taken aback by all this shit. None of this makes sense, even to an arcane standpoint. It's like, this island just defies anything that you've ever learned, and it's just so fucking infuriating to a point. Ashran, it's just, this is way out of your wheelhouse. This is something that you've never really thought of, and just trying to puzzle this together is like trying to put an apple inside of a square box. It's just like, how the fuck do you get it in there?
Cut off the sides.
Jack and Veril. I love that Veril, you did this too. This is actually very interesting. Jack. A room like this is almost a puzzle, begging to be opened. And the 3 rings on the ground compared to the 3 rings on the pedestal, you can almost instantly identify that these somehow attach in some way or another. Either via control or via mechanism, who knows. Veril, you can't help but feel a very faint connection to this. As you kind of look up at the dome ceiling, you can't help but feel like it's natural, it's normal. Almost as normal as looking at the sky. And you can't help but feel that this has some sort of nature aspect tied into it. It's waiting to be answered. Yeah, confusing.
Does it look like the pedestal they might move?
On closer inspection, God English, yes. You kind of take a look at them. They are not perfectly flush with each other. It looks like you could rotate them.
Should I fit with it and see if I could move stuff around, guys?
Let's try with Mage Hand first.
I feel like I should roll something, but but I don't know what to roll.
Right?
Investigation, perception, intelligence, arcana, history. Literally, pick your poison. Tell me what you want to try here.
We'll go with history for some reason.
Okay.
Can I do an arcana again, or? Okay. Oh Jesus! Roll 3.
Can I also roll an investigation?
Go ahead and do investigation as well if you want. Yeah. Okay. All right.
We're all just rolling random.
Just like,
Random ass fucking dice.
we're all just standing there like trying to rack our brains. What the fuck is this thing?
Yeah. Delmar and Fanoa, after everyone's kind of like trying to puzzle this out, and Delmar more than anything kind of like thinking about this. There's just nothing you can really puzzle here. And you do what you do best. You investigate and you try to find where's the mechanism here. If this is not a trap, there's still got to be some kind of mechanism here. And when it comes down to it, and for Noah also, you realize this as well, these circles on the ground, as well as the circles on the pedestal, with the dome-act structure, that you just notice have these little dots just kind of all spread around that also have rings on the ceiling. That almost give away that's like, we need to rotate that. And that has to solve something.
Are these like ring, ring, ring? Or is it...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So it's big, medium, small.
Okay.
This is almost like the observatory episode, or the library, in a way.
Oh my god!
Did you really just...
Okay.
I didn't mean to make this an Avatar episode, alright?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna move the big ring.
As you rotate the big ring on the pedestal, you feel it fight back against you. And a moment of pause comes over you before the chamber lights and all those dots in the ceiling suddenly flash a brilliant colorization, each of their own kind. Blue, green, red, silver, gold, all sorts of colors. The sigils on the floor, all each attached to a ring, each ignite as well, and as do the pedestal. On the pedestal, I believe the only person able to read this is Dalmar. Because you're the only person who has Corian, right? Or Corin, however you say that?
I say Kuori.
Worry.
I still have no clue what the fuck speaks Quarry other than Dalmar.
Eberron race.
A lot of... It's
Isn't it?
like air elemental kind of shit, I think.
Is it?
I think it's air elemental? No, that's Orion. That's
yeah,
Orion.
that's Orion. Kori is just the Kalistar's home language, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of like Marquesian.
Dalmar, what you read upon the pedestal, which is etched into the rings themselves. Those that count numbers and words like ruby. 8 shine above, blazing eternal like stars. And 3 lights the way for you only.
Thank you. I was just gonna ask.
I knew I was gonna have to do that.
Ruby. And everyone starts just getting that poem in their head.
Nope, just you. It's written upon the pedestal
No,
where the
I'm,
rings are.
I'm saying it over comms.
Oh, okay, I see. And you look at the ground as well, and each of the rings, instead of words, they are numbered. 1 through 20, 1 through 20, 1 through 20.
Those account numbers and
Words like ruby.
Are they colored at all?
So each of these rings are numbered 1 through 20.
Okay. The lights on the ceiling and stuff like that, are they like what are the colors we're looking at?
There is blue, green, gold, silver, red, and purple.
Blue, green, gold, red, silver, purple.
Here, let me try to set up a visual for you guys.
Yeah, so it's no.
Also, yes, it's ironic as fuck that Volmer, you mentioned I've only thrown one puzzle your way, and I've had this planned for 2 fucking weeks.
I hate you.
I was just like, oh, he had to mention it now. He had to mention it now.
The colored lights on the ceiling, are there like way, or could I sit and count like how many are red and how many are green?
You can sit and count them. Yeah.
There
Yeah,
should
I'd
be
like to
8
do
red,
that.
Yeah.
Okay. As you go through them, I'm actually going to write this down because I actually didn't write this down. I probably should have. There is 3 blue, 8 silver, 15 red, 20 gold, 17 green, and 12 purple. Whoops. Let me send that you guys away.
reds. Mostly count numbers and words like Ruby.
3 blue, 8 silver, like stars. Okay. And
There's
15
8.
red.
Are the rings, like, what's special about the rings other than the numbers? Is there anything distinguishing them?
I am making it more visual for you guys. I realized I probably should have done that. Here.
It feels like a very visual puzzle.
I didn't think so until I said it out loud. I'm like, oh, that sounds easy to answer. It's like, never mind. That probably is much harder now that I actually say it out loud.
Okay.
So that's
I'm
essentially
gonna-
what it is. On the pedestal itself, you've got the first line, second line, third line. On the ground, you've got the first ring, second ring, and third ring. All of them have 1 through 20.
I'm going to line all of the 15s to north.
As you turn them all to 15, and you wait for a moment, and you realize with your past investigation, now looking at this pedestal, now actually well lit and more capable of looking at it much more better, you can tell that there's a center button that you can almost press all 3 of the shapes together. Just kind of push them down to enter, so to speak.
I think red is 19.
I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Okay.
I still think red is 19.
Where'd you get the 19 from?
There's 15 red lights and 4 letters in the number, or in the word ruby.
No, ruby is the clue that tells us it's red.
But then where's the count numbers and word? 1, 2, 3. If you add the words in that phrase to the number of...
So, as you press it down, and you watch as all the rubies, or sorry, the gems, you keep saying rubies, all the gems also rotate in unison in the actual sky, or the dome roof. As you press it down, you watch as they all flare in a bright light. Finoa, Jack, and Asheron take 13 points of psychic damage. As you just feel this light pierce into your mind, and you almost feel like something is just trying to burrow its way into you with that bright light before it just stops. And the light fades. And the 3 rings on the pedestal push back up.
Okay, let's not try that again.
Got numbers. Okay.
Line 2 has something to do with the silver lights.
Yeah, I think that it's a combination lock. I think it would be 15, 8, and 3.
So first one on me. Second one on
No way it's
Asher.
1583 because it says 8 in the middle phrase. Why would it just give the answer to the second one?
I don't know.
Asher,
So,
you
first
heal
one
3.
was... Okay, I was gonna say. First one's on Jack, second one's on Ashen. So Ashen recovers 3 hit points.
Okay.
Blazing eternal like stars.
Yeah. So let's back up to 35.
By the way, you guys can still make rolls on this if you want hints. I'm not saying you guys have to solve this right off the bat. I'm saying you guys... This obviously is a puzzle.
Did my religion roll come up with anything?
Double checking. What was your religion roll?
14.
14? No. Not with a 14.
Okay.
Blue, green, gold. Those account numbers and words like ruby.
Here, I'll send this info in the Discord so you guys, since obviously every time you guys roll, you're pushing it further and further up.
Yeah.
I'll send that in the Discord.
Good roll, Finn.
I guess also just screenshot. Yoink.
Okay, yeah. But there you go. It's in the Discord now for you guys to more easily get it. So 13, Astrid. It's hard to... It's just a difficult thing to work out. Nothing really glinted. However, a natural 20 on religion for Noah. During your travels with your family and all that, there was usually something that kind of like gave you these ideas that there were people that used stars as numbers. And when you look at these, you can't help but feel like they are the numbers. Stars count like numbers. But at the same time, wordplay is also very important. And sometimes, because natural 20, even the most obvious of things are made obvious because you never expect it to be like that.
I refuse to believe it's 1583. A riddle would not, like, this feels like a riddle. Why would it give the answer in the question?
So should we try 15 for the first line then?
I think 15 is definitely the first line.
Alright.
But the thing that's getting me is the words like ruby. Wait, numbers and words like ruby, R-U-B-Y. No, that couldn't be it.
I'm curious what you were going for there, I'll be honest.
I was counting letters because that's like what my brain went to. So ruby is a 4-letter word. So I was like, oh, blue is 4 letters. Then I looked down and saw gold.
Yeah. My first one was like 8, and I was counting letters on the colors, and no. I'm going to turn the first one to 15 and press it in.
I think you press it in when you put the full combo in. Don't press it
Oh,
yet.
never mind.
Yeah.
My bad.
I will give that there, yeah.
Okay. I say we try 1583. Just see. And then if not, 1578.
What about 15, 6, 4?
Why that?
Because for the first one, it gives us the color. The next two tell us the numbers. So if we count the letters and the color for the numbers.
That's what I was thinking earlier.
So it would be 15,
6, 4.
4? But my first instinct was 15, 8, 3. I
I
don't
feel
know.
like that's too obvious.
I mean, sometimes obvious is the right answer.
Just had someone walk up on my porch. I thought they were coming to steal shit off of it.
Real quick, is there like a clear entrance to this area?
Yes, it's just a singular doorway that's just enters in here. It's just one doorway.
I'm gonna take a brain break for a few minutes, like Volmir's going to. I'm gonna step out and start casting alarm on the doorway.
Okay. Spell slot or ritual?
Virtual.
Okay.
So what Ashford was saying,
I
does that
think
get
it
fun?
also could be 464.
Why?
First phrase,
Oh.
count. Basically, the way my mind took that, or Dalmar's mind was, count the word ruby is 4 letters. 8, shine above, like stars. That's silver, so...
Silver, which is 6.
Right.
Blue, which is 4. 464.
Yep.
Silver's 8.
Silver
No,
is 6 letters.
letters.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the actual number. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, using the letter as an identifier for silver.
But it doesn't say letters. It says those that count numbers and words.
And words.
Like Ruby. I went with the similar idea that you were originally, but it states words specifically. So I think 1, 2, 3. Eight, 7. And see, that's where I was looking at earlier, 878, counting the words, but then that almost doesn't make sense with that last line. Letters of
3
color.
lights the way for you only. Is there a pattern to the blue stars? Because of blue lights?
If you keep rotating the rings, the ceiling itself rotates along, as well as the floor. And as you're kind of trying to glance around, trying to find any sort of pattern or some sort of unification, you can see there definitely needs to be one. Where it is, it's hard to tell. And when it comes to the blue ones, because there's only 3 lights and there's only 3 rings, they do unify. Whether that's the right answer, you're not sure.
The different lights line up with the rings, like if you go from bottom of the floor to top of the roof.
What do you mean?
Like if I were to walk across the first line and then like reverse gravity and walk under the first line, would I hit specific light colors?
No.
Worth asking.
The stars themselves seem like they're dotted at random, but they are meant to be in a pattern somehow, which maybe you're trying to solve this quote-unquote pattern.
Can I compare them to the star chart? From the scabbard?
Give me a...
I know it's
straight
dumb.
intelligence. Straight intelligence.
I know it's dumb, but I just want to check.
14? You're trying to puzzle it together. You're trying to see if maybe you could possibly make that shape, maybe make the map yourself. It's not coming to you.
I was just more seeing if it like lined up with the star chart from the scabbard was my question.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're trying to see if, like, maybe you could make it, maybe you could, like, rearrange the stars to try and get it that way, and it's you can't see it.
Okay, worth checking.
Good idea, though.
So, when we all got hit with that, whatever that was, did it seem like it hit only around where we're at, or did it, like, go outside even?
You weren't 100% sure because it blinded you.
Okay.
Even the people who weren't actually hurt by it, it still blinded them for a moment, and then it just vanished, and the pedestal re-raised.
Does everyone want to go stand by the door?
I'm kind of standing by the door a bit right now, I think, because I'm still doing alarm.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
Yeah. Everyone else want to go over there too, and we try things one at a time?
Sure.
I'll go too.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
everyone heads back. I'm going to try 1583.
All right. So as everybody kind of steps out, and Volmer, you're still working on alarm, just kind of like go from the opposite side of the doorway now. As Jack, you input 15, 8, and 3, and you push down upon the pedestal, and you see all the stars rotating. The ground as well rotates beneath you. As you see that flashing light start to grow and envelop you all, and you all kind of still see that blinding light coming your direction. Until it all just fades. And you just see the ruby lights glowing.
Was
In
that
that-
fucking...
In that moment, yeah, it was that simple.
Yep.
It was that simple.
Yeah, I figured as much. It just
I got you guys.
So I said Vanessa's not 20. It's like, and sometimes it's just that simple. So simple you wouldn't believe it.
Why does the fucking riddle call for words then? I'm confused now.
You want to know the actual reason why?
Why?
8 words, 3 lines. Count the third and count the 8th word.
What?
Look at the third word of every line, read down. Look at the 8th word of every line, read down.
count above lights. Ruby stars only.
What line is the only one missing a number?
The first one. Oh.
The lights.
That's
What are the 2 words on the first line?
Yeah. I'm confused. Never mind.
okay.
I'll just say it right now. First line says count ruby. But if you look down on the third word, it says count above lights, ruby stars only. You'll get 15. What's the only line that doesn't have a number? The
The
first
only
line.
line that doesn't have a number is the first line, so we only needed 15.
Yeah.
An obvious answer? That you
It
just...
gave us the other 2.
Yeah. I do like that one.
Yeah.
Kind of above lights, ruby stars only. That's cool. See, that's what like, I was looking at that, and just
It
the
seemed too simple,
phrasing-
and that's what I loved.
but also the phrasing of words like ruby. It like, yeah. Okay.
It's meant to just throw you the fuck off, and yeah.
I like it.
I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that.
You find that one or come up with it?
I found a variation of that, and I was just
Okay.
like, I'm gonna steal that.
Nice. I like it.
But as you watch the 15 ruby lights almost like pop off of the wall itself, followed by the rest of the lights, and they reform into a whole nother shape before locking into place at the top of the dome, where you just see what looks like to be a golden-esque ring around a silver ball, dotted by a red sky.
Describe that one more time.
A golden ring with an internal silver ball, dotted by a red sky.
Okay. What the hell is that?
Ashrin, Dalmar, Jack, and Volmer, and Veril. Give me intelligence checks. If no one be the only one who doesn't know this for a certain reason.
Ooh, Veryl's on point today.
Yeah. Wow, Veril.
Well, everyone
Go
else.
Vero.
Oh crap, I clicked twice by accident.
You're good. They're both terrible anyways.
Yeah. Everyone's been shit today.
Yeah.
I am rolling about how I feel today.
The only person who +1 gets the highest.
Right?
Veril. It's almost unbelievable to a certain point. Looking up at that imagery, both with your druidic nature and just kind of imaginative mind to a certain extent. It's an eclipse. The gold ring is the sun, the silver is a moon, and the dotted sky is when the sky turns orange from when the light kind of gets blocked. Why an eclipse? You have no fucking idea. But that's very obviously imagery of an eclipse.
Cool. I'll relay that. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, so pretend I did.
Okay. Is this another puzzle?
Doesn't seem like it. The pedestal's not coming back up.
Does an eclipse mean anything to Ashrin?
Yes, it does. I'm actually gonna whisper to you because
Okay,
that
cool.
is something. There you go.
Okay, cool. Interesting. I feel like that should give me an idea of what to do here, but I have no idea.
You're also a little wonky in the head, so that's fine.
Uh,
That's normal, though.
shh.
Meanwhile, on the outside, since you are all still on the outside, you are easily able to notice that whatever bit of sunlight you all still have left is ticking away.
Crap.
That's why I cast alarm.
And hey, look, we're in a covered area.
Oh, what's
One way in, one way out.
How big is the doorway, actually?
It's about 6 feet wide.
How tall?
Give or take 7 feet.
Well, at least nothing too big can get in here.
I mean, how big's the dome?
Dome is about 50 feet high and about
No, the other one. The hut.
10 by 10.
Yeah, so you could plug up that hole.
Yeah.
I love that spell. I got Fireball Eclipse. So, does anyone know what this means? What we do with it? Do we just waste our time?
I will say, Jack and Volmer, you are going towards a planetarium.
Varel says something too.
Did you get anything for the perception check from the eclipse? Oh, you're trying to see if you get anything else from it? You already... You know, it was a flat 20? This would be something you'd know because you're a druid. You know what? Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Alright, so essentially the star chart is going to be during an eclipse type thing, or whatever.
the whisper.
Okay.
Is there anything from Kalashtar's society that would be relevant to an eclipse since it was in their language?
Give me a wisdom check. 15. When it comes to your society, you never really learned all that much. I mean, there's only so much written about the Kalashtar society as it is, but when it comes to you and kind of conversing with your spirit every once in a while, it's never really spoken over eclipses. But as you think of it now and you're trying to think on that, you can almost feel a emotional reaction that is very heavy when it comes to the eclipse. Something of heavy importance.
Has this world marked like when eclipses happen?
You would know as much as anybody, really. Maybe Ashton would too, just from coming from noble backgrounds. Vollmer would too, come from a college. But when it comes to eclipses, it is a moment that is written down, but barely anybody cares to actually investigate or link any sort of like connections to it, which is half the reason why this planetarium is the only one in all of Borisland, because it's like, why should we care about the stars when we've got the gods? I mean, they're the ones that care for us, so why should we care about the moon and the sun? Because those are being protected by the gods. And a lot of times they equate that to just like religious matters. So like, oh, well, these two gods are fighting, so they covered the moon and the sun or whatever. But it's something that very few people actually equate to meaning anything. Which is why the planetarium, while being the only backing on this continent, does want to discover that kind of thing. So, if anybody has any answers to that, be there.
Okay.
And this design is on the roof of the place, just double checking.
Yes.
I'm going to sit down cross-legged and start meditating and try my best to talk with the spirit.
I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and touch the thing
You're reaching up to touch the eclipse?
with Mage Hand.
Okay. Delmar, give me a wisdom check in the meantime. With advantage, actually. 17. As you sit to meditate upon this, you don't feel a connection. You don't feel anything. Until you feel a hand upon your shoulder. And once again, has never occurred in any which way. You've tried reaching out, but once again, it's always just emotions, feelings. But here you're actually feeling a presence right next to you. And as you try to reach out to it, it just kind of speaks into your mind, just kind of goes, watch for when the sun goes out. For though you cannot see how dark it is, it's the moment where the greatest shadow is spread.
Watch for the moment that... I'm sorry, I did not retain that.
Basically, watch out for the eclipse, because while it doesn't get rid of the sun, it beckons the biggest darkness.
Okay.
Balmer, as you go to reach up to kind of poke it with Mage Hand.
I do it with bare hands. Practice safety when experimenting, kid.
As you poke the eclipse visage, your Mage Hand dissipates but as does the actual visage itself, as it almost implodes upon itself. And you just watch as all those gems and stones burst from their position and then relock to where they were originally. And you watch as the whole room just rotates in itself and resets back to normal.
What did you do?
Well, it's not like much progress is lost.
So maybe we don't touch the thing.
We don't touch the thing. It was worth checking, though. It was worth testing.
So this comes with a warning. To my people, eclipse has a heavy meaning.
A meaning in what? Darius finally speaks up. The two of them kind of just been like very much like, you guys are on this, we don't know what the fuck's going on.
Volmir's gonna like jump in, like, oh god, I forgot you were here.
I forgot you were here.
Thanks. I'm very forgettable.
Unpack
To be
that
fair,
later.
I'd probably forget most of the party was here if they were sitting in the corner doing nothing.
With
I don't forgot they were
an
there too.
eclipse,
You hear Orhana kind of actually just kind of like, he's got you there. Kind of elbows him. Well, we got our answer, haven't we? Then let's get moving.
the
Sun's
eclipse
about to
brings
fall.
the greatest darkness.
Is that the poison we were supposed to look for?
I don't see any other poison around here besides the poison to curiosity, do you?
I think the eclipse deals with where we're going. Not here on the island, but after we get out of here. Over in Kalfad.
Good. Then we should get going to Kalfad.
Yeah. How much
Okay.
light does it look like we might have?
Probably like 10
Do we
minutes.
have time to get off of the tail before
No.
Let's
it
not.
happens? Alright, Homer.
Question. If I cast Hut at the door, can I have that be like a shield and then we can use the rest of the room safely?
Literally what Jack recommended 20 minutes ago.
Yes.
I've been so distracted by the puzzles. Okay, fuck yeah, I'm just gonna do that.
Remember,
Yeah.
you can't leave it.
Yeah, you're the only one who cannot leave it. Because the moment you stick your finger out of there, it goes poop.
Well, fuck. Okay, I guess this is what I'm doing.
Everybody else can go in and out. You're the only one who's stuck in there.
Well, I guess I'm walk in and do tiny hut at the door, just a small one.
And you
Alright.
can change the color of it, right?
Yes, you can change its color to kind of mimic, like, camo-wise.
You can make it look like the wall color of the building outside.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Oh.
thinking green for foliage, but that works too.
Could do that, too. So,
Jackson.
as you're all ushered into the dome, and Volmer casts Tiny Hut upon the area of the doorway to block it off. And you all feel a bit of a sense of relief knowing that you can just kind of rest there for a while. Get yourself a good time and not fear that much about the outside and whatever the fucking hell roams on the Stinger. We'll pick up there next week after the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very ironic when you pointed out the puzzle thing. I was like, you had to point it out now, did you?
I pointed it out a few times in the past too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because you practice dance. You're not wrong. It is completely opaque from the outside. Hey, you guys finally solved my fucking puzzles, goddammit.
I told you I was